never ever steal an artist.
It's like an unsaid rule.
It's an unsaid rule. Never do that. I was a secretary to Veer Das, who's the legend in the commentary world. And I got a great opportunity to work with him. Like, I used to go to his office, his home, handle his day-to-day schedule. It should be so much fun. And we used to have Tanmay Bhatt, we used to have Rohan Joshi enter. And I remember we were working on a project called The History of India. And it was a very big comedy project at that point of time.
Let's talk about a little bit of myths into celebrity management. कि celebrity तो late ही आएगा and they will have some sort of tantrum at all times. मतलब पैसा तो पहले दे दिए हैं तो नहीं भी आएगा तो हम क्या कर लेंगे and all those things. So I've seen people get a little bit of scared.
I get it. Because the clients expect कि नहीं आप आओ, you take a photo with my team, you take a photo with my family. I wanted to say a few words. नहीं please आप हमारे लिए आपके favorite गाने पे एक बार please dance कर सकते हो. Can you shake a leg? Can you please do one Insta story? When you do a reel, can you put a there are a lot of deliverables which go across. So I think we as people, as agents and managers, we have a collective decision together, and then that's how we charge as per the artist's comfort.
Ranveer Singh or Shah Rukh Khan, who's more high maintenance backstage? Hello, welcome back to Life Unscripted. Today I have with me Navshil Parekh, a man behind countless concerts, countless engagements, and making people entertain. We always see the glamour behind getting the artists, getting those A-list celebrities perform in different venues, different concerts, different weddings, different events. But there is a lot that happens behind it. You have to manage in and out. You have to manage it to the T. You have to manage every minute of it so that nothing goes wrong. Imagine that you are at a concert and somehow the mic is not working. The sound is not working. Maybe the lights just go off. Maybe the artist didn't come on time and you're already vibing your heart out. So there is always a person behind. And that person we have today is Navshil. So let's dive deeper and understand that what kind of management, what kind of mental fortress it takes to make sure that things go according to plan and nothing gets left off and you have a fabulous time. Thank you so much, Navshil, for joining us today. I'm so happy to have you here and to understand and basically build on the immense experience of over 20 years that you have.
Thank you, Sharad, for having me here. So I think it feels completely, different to come on this side of the stage. And usually I've always been on behind the scenes, behind the curtains, and I've always made sure that the artists, the people are very comfortable. And definitely I think this is going to be really fun, really exciting, and I'm going to try and share some good stories of behind the scenes and the curtains. So once again, thank you for having me, Sharad.
Great. So Navshil, let's begin with your roots. Talent management or running an agency and managing artists. I don't think this comes naturally to people with your experience. Like 20 years back, I don't think this was the first thing on people's mind. Now, probably with all the social media and all the hype that it's been built on. So, why did you get into this sector? What was going behind in your head?
It's a wonderful question. I think it's a very passion-driven question. And why this? Definitely, this keeps you on your feet. There's a lot of unpredictability. There's a lot of excitement, a lot of momentum, a lot of energy. And I think this excites me at the end of the day. And why again is I have been basically I used to I had watched a movie. It's the Jerry Maguire. I think Tom Cruise was in that movie, and he had a very loyal sports artist which was with him, and how he pivoted the whole career. The movie is about that. And definitely I think there is a series which is called Entourage, and there is a character, Jeremy Piven, and his name is Ari Gold, and how he has created iconic moments, trying to create an empire behind this. I think that's what drove me. once I saw that, and definitely I also have a slightly family background behind the same, and I think that motivated me to pick up this career as an artist manager, and yeah, I think that's about it. So
So, in the span of 20 years, you have worked with the likes of King Khan, Ranveer Singh, MS Dhoni.
yes,
So, can you share an instance where you actually felt that, okay, you have made something of this life?
something very iconic. I think there was a time after there was one of our very big deals which we had a brand endorsement deal which we had cracked for a certain artist, and sometimes in this particular business, negotiations is the most important thing, right? When you try to crack a deal and try to gain the business and get something for the artist. So, I had been trying for something really long. And when that happened to me, I think when the whole, the office, the colleagues, the people, when they applauded, when I cracked that, because that was my aim, and I had kept that as my target. And when those targets get completed is when I really felt that, it's taken me so much time and experience and consistency. So I think that's the moment which I can't forget. And I knew that, it's really happened.
So I also remember that when we were talking earlier, you mentioned something about you and a couple of your colleagues having a dinner with King Khan,
Yes,
and he made sure that he was human and he was not the star that we think or that we have in our head at all times.
correct. So this happened during I was traveling with I was working for Cine Yoga at that point of time with the Muranis, and we were doing the Temptation Reloaded, which is a tour come award show, and so we remember that after the show was over, and this happened in Dubai, and people as a group, as a team, there's particular people who are the core team. They tend to have dinner together when the show is over and discuss how things went, what is it, etc. So that experience was completely magical. And when you name Shah Rukh Khan, he is the king. He is the epitome. His magnetism, his kindness, his humbleness of 40 years and yet unmatched. When a personality like him is actually sitting there and trying to call for food for the team, when the food has arrived, he's actually taking the plate, the food, the spoon, trying to be very meticulous with you in the conversation. He's actually serving it to each and every person, and trying to ask them and feed them correctly, because we are a team together. And that really really shocked me, that that this kind of humbleness is where I think where he is now. And it's one of the most magical moments which had happened. And that is the time when you feel that you've achieved something, when you're sitting in a room. And of course we had one of the leading actresses inside as well. We had the whole team. And so yeah, I think that's the day I also felt that I've kind of made it.
So you just mentioned that the humbleness, the kindness, and the kind of aura that was being built. And King Khan already possesses about 40 years of experience where
Absolutely.
he has done this time and again. And there
Correct.
are multiple stories about it. But the world is gradually moving towards, I think, more of the entertainment quotient,
Hmm.
or rather the glamour quotient,
Hmm.
or whatever you can see on social media right now. So, do you feel that in the younger generation of the artists, the up and coming generation,
Hmm.
that attitude of kindness, humility, and
Hmm.
being present in the moment,
Hmm.
or rather, how can I term it, listening,
Hmm.
the art of listening,
Hmm.
is missing or is as profound as before?
No, I definitely don't think it's missing. All the aspiring, the upcoming talent, the born talent who are already there, I think each and every person possesses that quality even now, definitely. And I feel that's the only thing which can make a person survive and sustain in an industry. That's the first thing you think about that, right? So if you don't have that, survival becomes a problem. Because see, you have a great team, you're meeting brands, you're meeting agencies, you're meeting clients. So definitely you need to be humble, you need to be kind, and I think everybody, I think most of them possess these qualities, and it's a very good thing. So I don't think that's missing from the current generation as well. But when you're speaking about again, when you try to compare with somebody, definitely it's unmatched, because now this is where experience counts, and the times are always different, Sharad, right? Like when you are kind of entering the industry 40 years back and even now, there is uh, a major time gap.
Yeah,
Things
and
are
the way you
different,
interact is
way
also
you
different.
interact is
Yeah.
different, things are different, people have evolved. So but definitely your roots need to be aligned with you. And when you talk about the upcoming stars, or the current ones, they have a legacy to maintain. They have a backbone which is already there, so they have to kind of maintain that particular aura, the kindness, the humbleness. These are the three important things, and which helps them climb the ladder. And I think yes, everybody does possess it. So yeah.
So right now you're building the agency of Rolling Icons, and
Yes.
before that, I think you've worked with YRF and Cineyog and a
True.
lot many agencies.
True.
So when you were going through this journey,
Hmm.
take us to a couple of instances, like probably one instance that actually changed the way you think about the whole industry.
Uh, Thank you for the question. I think it's a very interesting question. And firstly, I would love to, firstly thank all my mentors, my wonderful colleagues who's always been great support. Yeah, I think from Yash Raj Films to Kwan Collective, Exceed, Cineyug, Percept, I think they have taught me not one thing, Sharad. They have taught me so many things. That's a journey, right? Like today, wherever I am, obviously your learnings count, and how you evolve is going to be up to you. It's always, you say that you take the horse like to the water, but you can't make him drink at the end of the day. So I've learned a lot of things. What kind of things, Sharad? The most important thing when you join an agency or a firm, you have to understand their systems, say their precision, probably the scale that they work at. Then you have to kind of learn the on ground execution, the long term branding and sustainability. These are the points which I actually learned a lot from them, being there with them. And when I talk about the systems, let me be more meticulous. When you enter a system, you want to know that how each and every colleague of yours is, the brain behind that, what kind of approval systems go behind it. There are these parts which are moving, how they all come together. uh, you have to understand and try to be a part of the system and become a family, is when you will try to understand that how people work. So first is the system, and then slowly when you are in the system, then it goes to, say, scalability. And when it goes to scalability, there were times when you do 100 people event, but at that kind of a scale, when you're reaching and you're doing like a 1,000 people event, it becomes a really huge scale. It becomes really complex. And that's how you, I think, learn, and you understand that how bigger things work. And yeah, I think so. And when it comes to precision, as I said, um, in the initial journeys, when it's precision, timings, accuracy, the cues, the movements, it has to be very correct. See, it could be the smallest thing, Sharad, from the biggest thing. See, even when you're, say, framing an email, you're writing a message, you're talking to a certain staff or a colleague or an artist, typically, you have to be very precise, because one
Definitely.
mistake can blow up the whole thing.
Yeah, yeah, I've been
So,
in such a situation wherein the agent did not communicate properly between us and the artist.
hmm,
So in that regard, there was a lot of confusion, and there was a chance that the event might be cancelled, which is quite scary because the people were there and everything was sort of.
hmm,
So I totally understand what you talk about building great communication. Now, one thing that comes to my mind is, for example, you work with somebody in an agency.
hmm,
Now you got to connect with the artist.
hmm,
So there would always be some sort of fear in the mind of the agency owner
Yeah.
And since now you're doing rolling icons
True.
for yourself, agency of rolling icons, I think you can relate to it. That, for
I
example, if
definitely
I'm
can.
working
Yeah.
with you
Yeah.
and you get me all these networks and connects with these artists,
Yes.
and once I have enough, maybe like 10, 15, 20, whatever is my threshold,
Hmm.
then I might just branch out and become a competitor for you.
Correct.
So how important is this, and how do you mitigate all of this?
See, the first important thing is I think this question is very interesting. I'll tell you the reason why. Because this whole thing works on trust. Now, today, if there are these agencies who I have worked with, or the artist for a matter of fact, see, that particular person has done so much of hard work, created a system, uh, has created an empire for themselves, all of them. Okay, they have given you the opportunity, firstly, to enter that space. So the first thing is trust. Then they are training you. Then they give you the exposure to the world, to the kind of a different genres of the artist, right? So I think it's all interconnected, Sharan. See, this during your hiring, it actually matters when you hire the person. How you cross question them, your integrity, where they come from, their background, their intentions, their mindset. See, usually hiring is always not just done for the sake of it, right? You hire somebody for a certain mindset, and the first thing is here is trust. I think the training can be given till a certain extent. I understand, you know, attitude and skill. Attitude is something which you can't is the most difficult thing to find nowadays, and skill is something which can be taught till a certain level. So when you said that, the scare, so once you enter, they train, they do everything. What I believe personally is the first rule, I think, what we have amongst the agencies and the people over here: never ever steal an artist.
It's like an unsaid rule.
इट्स एन अनसेड रूल, नेवर डू दैट। यार ये मतलब ये ऐसी चीज है यार, हम आप मुझ पे कुछ भरोसा करेंगे।
It's like ethics, yeah.
It's an ethic, it's a principle.
Mm.
Never do that. And I think the people who hire are smart enough to join hands with the people who they can see through their eyes on the very first day. And then it's up to the person. See, there are a lot of stances which happen. It's not that कि ऐसा नहीं होता है, ऐसा हुआ रहेगा. I think I'm predicting.
See, I am out of the picture.
Correct.
And I can feel this happening.
And पर उसके बाद क्या? The whole point is about long term sustainability. Okay, आप एक आर्टिस्ट के साथ कुछ हुआ, you started your own thing, you left, but what about the next? When you know your characteristics of a person, nobody else is going to join with you again. My first thing is never ever steal an artist. See, if the artist is willingly letting one agency go and join the other, then it's completely acceptable. Then nobody can say anything, and even they know the truth, because firstly, in this industry, you need to be everywhere. You need to know what's happening. You need to keep your eyes and ears extremely sharp. And I think when you just introduced me, you told me being here for 20 years. Why? Because sustainability and trust. आज तक किसी का हमने trust नहीं तोड़ा है. And that's why today, when you want to do bigger deals, when you want to collaborate, when you want to kind of do bigger things in life, these are the same people. And including today, where I am with my team and our artists, all of us together, we can collaborate and do something bigger. Calling overnight, calling, asking for help, doing things, this person is going to be there. So this sums up in the word of trust. It's an unsaid thing. Never do this. And jo karte hai, I don't know how long will they sustain, and I definitely feel that it's not the right thing to do. It's not here, it's in every industry, right? So I think that's important.
So you mentioned one thing. You talked about systems.
Yeah.
Like the agencies or the established agencies,
Yes.
They always have a system. So I'm just going to take a deviation from our conversation on building on how you went about things that you do, and focus a little bit on the business side of it.
Sure.
Because I think most of the people in the world believe that the systems are the backbone of any business that runs. So can you tell us a little bit about the systems that you need
Hmm.
to run a successful agency, the systems that you have experienced and you're building for rolling icons.
Hmm.
Because I think this will help a lot of younger generation people who are listening to this podcast
True,
to
true.
understand and execute.
See, the first most important thing is hiring, as I said. When you hire, that's the first step when you're allowing a certain team person or a certain unknown person to allow and be a part of the family. And when you say about the systems, what kind of systems? See, it's something what we generate and what we create internally. So, from see, the most important point is in a business, I negotiate. I When the client calls, from the first step till the deal is closed, from the first step of the negotiation to the last step till the deal is closed and then is handed over to the team. Then the team takes over. The first team person kinds of takes over, takes care of their travel, their TLB, and then there's a third person who takes over and does the invoicing, the money bit. So there are these systems which I have created in order, and of course, I think when you say about systems, it's we don't have a certain application or how we run through. This is something very organic, so it's basic that we use our WhatsApp systems. You have your emails, you have your Google Meets, you have your Zooms, you have your certain applications where you book things. So we create everything together, but everything is very organized, is done very stepwise. So it comes out naturally, the systems which we've created. And yeah, I think
So I'm
it's
imagining that at any particular point of time, if you are doing, let's say, 100 gigs in the next 6 months,
yes,
so you have 100 groups created with different clients and artists on
yes.
WhatsApp.
I think the max I've reached is more than 500, 600 groups plus. Because see, it's a long time, right? And see, why I mention this kind of numbers, let me even be logical. See, there are people who have a habit of kind of completing the work and exiting the group.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
I've
some
always
will
kept the
stay.
groups.
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
always
yeah,
kept
yeah.
the groups. So, say in the coming year, if there is something happening, so I have those many groups. So, yeah, I think the group number is really huge.
So then, like, don't you feel that it gets chaotic because WhatsApp has your personal life, the
Yes,
chats with your friends,
yes,
the quirky fun liners with your teammates or colleagues, maybe a few exchanges with your immediate family,
yeah,
kids, and those cat
yeah,
pictures.
yeah. I get it. I
So
get
don't
it.
you feel that it gets a bit chaotic in
Mhm.
managing everything through primordial apps, like which was basically not for business, which was
Correct,
basically
correct.
just to chat?
And also, it doesn't. It does get chaotic. Let's be honest about it. See, burnout is a part of this industry. I think we've taken an oath. I think we are born for it. It's just that when you, as I said, when you've created systems, you just have to take care. Like it's all about the memory, as I said. So, कौन सा event, कब, कौन सी तारीख पे, which artist, how, when, where, what, why, strategy, operations, everything is in your head. And actually ये एक it's in our blood, it's in our nervous system. From the day we've come in, we know how to control these things. थोड़ा ऐसे कभी कभार डर लग जाता है कि इसका मैसेज वहां चले गया,
हाँ.
but suddenly you just see it and you delete it, and then of course it's a very you've not done it on purpose, so it's okay, so you understand. But we have to be very careful, and take a minute, think, breathe, then open the message, then reply. So you have to go easy and slow, very meticulous, but you have to have a very sharp memory to what you're doing. And I think that's what this is about. So chaos is there, burnout is always going to be there, but this is what we live for. There's a different energy, and it makes us really happy about it. So
Got it. Now, going back again to your journey, tell us about the first few clients that you actually managed yourself, like end to end.
yeah, I think now, since it's been so many years, very fondly I'll have to think. I fondly remember, I think I was handling and managing a little bit of the day-to-day schedule and a little bit of the PR for uh, you remember the movie Sharad Kalyug,
Vaguely, yes.
Smiley Suri, Mohit Suri's sister,
Yes, okay.
then Atul Kulkarni. And then, of course, when I joined these agencies, and I had a chance to manage Miang Chang. He's a great singer and actor.
Mhm.
Shivani Dandekar, Terence Lewis, Zareen Khan, and the epitome also happened to me when I was on my own. I was I was a secretary to Veer Das, who's the legend in the comedy scenario. And I got a great opportunity to work with him. Like, I used to go to his office, his home, handle his day-to-day schedule. It should be so much fun when he used to write the script, the content creation for the comedy. And I used to remember that Veer used to kind of handle all this. And then we used to have Tanmay Bhatt, we used to have Rohan Joshi enter. And I remember we were working on a project called The History of India, and it was a very big comedy project at that point of time. And so that's how. So these were my initial artists who I managed. You know, and I learned a lot of things from them. Even when Jannat released, Sonal Chauhan was also my first artist who I had managed. And इन लोग से तब उतना सीखने मिला है कि it is because of them and the people who were there at that time that I have been able to shape my career. Because कैसे इंडस्ट्री चलती है डे टू डे बेसिस पे, and when at that point of time those were called the traditional gigs. Right now, when we are moving towards the time, we are entering a zone of very global events, very current, Gen Z, new, evolved kind of events. But वो टाइम पे जब हम ट्रेडिशनल इवेंट्स करते थे, उसका भी एक अलग मजा था. So I think these were my initial talent who I used to manage.
So let's talk about a little bit of myths into celebrity management.
Sure.
कि celebrity तो late ही आएगा, and they will have some sort of tantrum at all times. और मतलब पैसा तो पहले दे दिए हैं, तो नहीं भी आएगा तो हम क्या कर लेंगे, and all those things. So I've seen people get a little bit of scared.
I get it.
And so let's talk about this, and then I also have a follow-up question, which is basically how do you define any sort of pricing in this industry? Because there's no rate card, there's no MRP that you can actually see.
Correct.
So however you want to take this.
Okay, sure. See, of course, I'll start with that's a
myths,
good question.
Yeah,
that's a good question. See, I want to break the myth. Firstly, this industry is really huge. Okay, the entertainment industry over here, it's called the media and entertainment M&E. We have a 0.7% of the GDP. It gets our earning from there. Each and every person here, or any artist, they are extremely professional. यहाँ कुछ ऐसे डरने की बात नहीं है. Even they know they have a reputation to maintain. They also want to do something, make people happy, entertain people. And when you do something, obviously there's going to be a certain fee, right? Now today, if we are doing something, you're going to charge a certain fee, right? So the myth is that लोगों को लगता है कि सबसे पहले तो वो टूट जाना चाहिए कि ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है, लोग बहुत प्रोफेशनल है. हाँ, एंड दूसरा आई थिंक है कि नहीं बहुत ग्लैमरस है, इजी पैसा है. नो, इट डजंट. टू एवरी इवेंट, एवरी ब्रांड, एवरी डिजिटल डील, एवरी कॉन्सर्ट, एवरी टूर, एवरी लाइव एक्सपीरियंस, whatever we do, behind every single thing there are minimum 100 to 200 calls which are happening. There are zillions of emails, groups, people, team. There is effort. Each and every person needs to be valued for what they are doing. So it takes a lot. तो ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है लोगों के लिए कि नहीं भाई ऐसा easy पैसा बनता है, glamour है, but we know what happens behind it, right? So there's a huge team who controls it. So firstly, I would request everybody to kind of break the myth that इतना easy नहीं है. It's their job, it's their passion to entertain people. And when they have to do that, there are going to be certain requirements and certain, there are charges, artist to artist basis what they do. And obviously it's liable and it's practical कि वो लोग जो charge कर रहे हैं, obviously they'll entertain basis, and the deliverables. And nowadays, if you're talking about literally now, see the clients and the customers nowadays, it could be again any brand, any agency, or a normal client or a normal family, any person who wants to book a celebrity, right? They have also become smarter. It's not that it is going one way. So it's like we don't need to kind of put the blame on one end. Now today, when the client is going to pay and book a certain celebrity correctly, they know what they want. The clients know what they want. It's called deliverables. So when your deliverables are clear, the charges are going to be as per the deliverables. So definitely there is not like a fixed rate card or something. See, unless and until definitely I understand that you want a celebrity to come for a live appearance for say like a like an hour, like a 45 minute, which is a standard appearance time, right? 1 hour, 1 hour, 15 minutes, depending on where you're doing and what you're doing and who you're collaborating with. But वो fix नहीं रहता है, उसके अंदर deliverables रहते हैं, because the clients expect कि नहीं आप आओ, you take a photo with my team, you take a photo with my family, I want you to say a few words, नहीं please आप हमारे लिए आपके favorite गाने पे एक बार please dance कर सकते हो, can you shake a leg, can you do this, can you do that, can you please do an Insta story, when you do a reel, can you put a, there are a lot of deliverables which go across. So I think we as people, as agents and managers, we have a collective decision together, and then that's how we charge as per the artist's comfort as well. So it's not that हम यहाँ कुछ भी कहीं से कुछ भी लेने आए हैं.
think demand and supply.
It's demand and supply, right? आप जितना मांगोगे उतना उस हिसाब से होना है. And yeah, I think it's quite simple. So
see, you're making it sound simple. I still cannot wrap my head around. For example, a A-lister can charge massive amounts.
yeah,
And probably somebody who has been in the same sort of movie with that A-lister may not get as much. So I totally understand the dynamics of demand and supply. For example, that maybe thousands of people are trying to find a date for a X person, and so on and so forth. But still, I mean, when they come out, do they tell you that okay, this is what I charge for these things, or is there some sort of working that happens? Like, let me give an example.
sure.
That this cup right here.
Correct.
So if you have to figure out the price for it, you would take care of the raw materials that
Yeah.
were used, then all the production costs
True,
and the team
true,
behind it.
true.
You'll come up ki, okay, this is what my investment is, and this should be the optimum pricing
Yes.
or the optimum profit that I
Yes.
should be looking at. And so this is what I'm going to place my product, and because this is what is there in the market,
Yes.
this is my positioning, and this is
Yes.
how I make money.
Yes.
So how do you define this in this industry?
I think it completely depends on firstly which artist, and branding and positioning is the most important factor.
So let's build something right
Yeah,
now.
let's
Let's
build-
have
let's build
something
it. Yeah,
fun.
definitely. Let's do
So
it.
for example, that a new movie came out. It's
Okay.
a YRF movie, a big banner, or
Okay.
maybe Red Chillies Entertainment.
Okay.
And the artist is up and coming. Probably had 4 or 5 hits. So let's you can name the artist. I would let you do the honors. Any artist. It can be a new name. Probably somebody nobody knows, a fresh face.
Okay.
And now that guy or that lady is of course famous after 4 or 5 movies. And now they are getting more gigs, and they just want to enroll with rolling icons. Okay. Now you tell me the first few questions that you would ask that artist.
So basically, when they want to join our agency, is when you're saying?
Yeah. So you will have to figure out what they are gonna charge, so that you can tell it to the clients that approach you for that particular artist.
Okay, so basically, I need to understand the costings.
Costings, what they do. Like, this is the first meeting.
Okay.
So it's all referral so far.
Okay.
So now what do you do?
See, it's a very generic. See, for me, I think I know I'm taking it very easy and light. But see, today when you are meeting, say, an upcoming, I think we have seen the times of. See, I'll just take an example of a Vikrant Masi. The Connect. I think for the shows which he's done, and till his last movie, and now today, every single artist must be charging an X amount at that point of given time. But definitely, as you said, that a person who's given so many hits, so ultimately that particular artist has the full rights to increase the cost for their for the live events, or could be for a brand or a digital or a movie. So we discuss it out. They give us a ballpark figure. Okay, this is what I charge currently, and you can try and get me something maybe in this particular amount, and even if it's lesser, we will do it. So it's not something where artists are really stuck at it, unless and until they have a really extremely busy schedule and they have to remove time.
Very high PR value.
And they have to remove dates like from somebody else and then do it. It should basically be worthwhile for giving somebody's time. It's as good as any person giving their time. They need to kind of be justified. So that's how we discuss it, and we place it to the clients, and then it's up to them when they give the deliverables. Is then when we do the patching, understanding the deliverables. कि आपको half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, or usually in one day is called an 8-hour shoot, including hair and makeup. 8 घंटे होते हैं. So depending on that situation, we quote accordingly. See, we have to make sure, Sharad, today, see, it's not a one-way street for anybody. over here, at least in the current scenario. Artist is doing great job, great work. They deliver really well, you know. But today, if the artist manager, the artist are professionals, if the client and if the brand are creating an environment, a correct environment, then it's a complete success, right? And that's the way anybody builds a career, and that's how sustainability and long term is focused on these things. So I think it's this is how I think I would speak to and take a name and discuss it out, and sign a client, and get them a deal.
So
And
now you have onboarded a new artist with yourself. How do you market it that now, okay, you are the person to deal with for that particular artist? See, there are two ways to work. One, people come up to you.
correct.
So okay, the artist will say that okay, this agency, the agency of Rolling Icons, is
Sure.
basically who's managing me. Second way around is you'll also promote that we have the new artist onboarded. So like an option that if you
Sure.
want to call them.
Sure.
So how do you go about it? Just call up clients and tell them, or
No, I think I completely get your point. Thank you for such a meticulous question, because see, the approach to an artist is very important. Who is approaching, when. So my point is, I think, how do we communicate to the people that this particular artist is with,
with us, and
so
we can,
with us
we can,
or
we
with a
can work
certain
with you,
agency
yeah,
or
yeah.
whoever it is. We have to be ethical about it. I think we scroll back to our number one thing, what we spoke: trust and mediums. When I say medium, I'll tell you what the medium is. Now, today, there is an ex artist. Say that ex artist is particularly, come exclusively on board with agency of Rolling Icons. How do we now spread the word? Now, when there is trust, any particular person or a client or a brand or an agency, or could be anybody globally, reaching the artist directly, the artist will only reply one thing: request you to please speak to my management.
Simple.
Things will be taken ahead. So तुम्हारा first medium तो वो लोग ही है.
Done.
The direct medium is that. The second medium, nowadays social media has taken off, at great heights. And when you open their Instagram page and you have your contact details, your messages, you have your sections down on their Instagram. You have your people can attach their agency handles, so you put that across. So somebody who doesn't have a direct connect to the artist can use the social media medium and can route the inquiry through that particular area. Now, the third medium is that this particular industry is really small. बात ऐसी ही फैलती है. So today, if an ex-artist has been alone from the start and joined an agency, or option two is that the artist was in a certain agency and joining a new agency, the word spreads. So automatically people know who to route. But आज भी लोग हैं जिसको पता नहीं है कि अप्रोच कहाँ से आता है. So there are different mediums. You will call an ex person. That ex person will say, हाँ ठीक है, मैं आपको नंबर ला के देता हूँ. That person will give you one more number. वो शायद से गलत होगा, but that third person will tell you that this thing. So it's a medium which goes via.
Yeah. I understand. I get the gist.
But you know what's the pivot? What's the pillar? It's the artist.
Understood.
जब तक artist बोल रहा है कि you have to speak to the management, request you to please speak it there, and we will help you definitely on time. That's why your ball game ends, right? That's the trust. So
now you have worked in 20 different countries, probably 59, 60 cities, 200 plus artists, 20 years of experience. What was that one key takeaway? Like, just sum it up in one sentence that you learned from everything that you have been through.
Maintain the trust level even after 5 years or 10 years, when you get a message from a certain artist, or when you are messaging a certain artist or an agency, and when you get the response from them, I think this is what we've created. And also you want to leave a mark that we've delivered so well, that we leave a mark of a good talent manager, a talent business manager, and we want people to take this ahead. And I think this is the mark you want to leave, and this is what I take back, which is the trust.
That's very kind and very thoughtful of you on saying that.
Thank you.
Now, when we talk about artists, there are two kind of artists that people understand today. One is all the actors and actresses who come on the television, the singers, the Bollywood angle, the
Yeah.
complete Bollywood angle. Another generation of artists is basically the influencers that are coming up, which are
True.
also quite high in demand. So, how do you think working with influencers versus the celebrity is, and how do you manage both?
I think it's again. I think all the questions coming to me, Sharad, are like something very interesting, very intellectual, and I think I would love to answer this because see, firstly, when you compare a celebrity and an influencer, um, इन्फ्लुएंसर का पूरा एक इकोसिस्टम ही अलग है. Okay, both are doing great work. Celebrities have a different way of working. They have media obligations, their brand value, their films, their structures, their entourage, their people, their agency is very, very organized. They're very aligned. It doesn't mean that the influencers aren't, but I'm saying that they have long term processes which are on. So definitely they need to be put up together. And when it comes to influencers, as I said, their ecosystem is different. See, they have to connect with people on daily basis. For them, immediate action, immediate connect is very important. And I feel when it comes to influencers, they have one person or two people who are doing everything for them.
Probably ChatGPT.
So yeah, no, not really. But I'm sure, see, influencers, they
Yeah.
have a good team now. There are so many influencer related agencies who
No,
are
I
really
get it.
doing well. And but yeah, you can't. We can compare it. दोनों अपने हिसाब से सही है. But definitely influencers, they can, I think it'll be a little tricky to handle. But it doesn't mean that it's difficult. The only thing is the structural value, the cultural scope is very different for both the ends.
Understood.
So I feel both are valued at their ends, and I think it's just the way a person operates. So,
Another question that comes to my mind right now on the same front. So, for example, before it used to be the thing that everybody comes to Bombay to become an actor or become a
City of
model.
dreams.
City of dreams. And people used to be like, the success rate is very low. Like, okay, you go there, and I think majority fail. Then the whole influencer marketing and influencer came into place.
Sure.
With the new
Sure.
methods and tools that are present in the market. And this became the next big thing to earn quick money or stuff like that. And everybody wanted to get on this bandwagon, and there was no geography for it. You could be in the middle of nowhere and still do this. But at the same time, it made the playing field that large. Because
True. Because your
1,000 other
options
people.
increase, right? Because your options increase.
So, do you think that the millennials or the Gen Zs who are looking towards this influencer kind of celebrity status are just trying to think that it is simple, wherein, like statistically, the success rate is even lesser than before for a proper celebrity, as we just spoke of? What do you think? Is it difficult or is it easier?
No, I don't think it's difficult. I think it's quite easy. See, firstly, when we are trying to compare both sides of the arena, see, celebrity angle is an angle where they have legacies to maintain. And
No, I meant to become one. Like, for example, to be successful as a celebrity, maybe Bollywood or maybe singing or something, that is difficult on its own pace. And, becoming an influencer and building something out of it, like maybe probably building a career out of it, it is a different thing. So, do you think that becoming an influencer and building a career out of it in today's day and age, with the amount of people who are trying to do so, from all geographies, is it easier or more tougher than?
No. I think it's become very easy nowadays.
Okay.
See, the number of brands which are evolving, every brand wants to convey a message. The amount of brands which are rising day by day, founders, entrepreneurs, brands, everybody wants to put up a story. Now, how they want to put up a story, first they'll choose whether they want to put it through a celebrity medium or an influencer medium. Because
they have a choice now.
They have a choice now. And it depends on the budget of how they want to tell the story, and definitely the budgets, right, where you come from. And it's become easy. I'll tell you why. Because now things are very accessible. Now, followers, uh, living up to the current trend, getting a team together, getting agencies together, getting a manager. It's become very convenient. It's very open. But to get the correct one is where it's very important. So it's easy. I don't think it's that difficult, but it takes a lot of effort on both ends.
So now tell me, like for example, for if an influencer came to you, I don't know what sort of influencer do you actually take on board
Hmm.
with your agency. I don't know the
Hmm.
kind of following and all, but let's just say that
Sure.
an influencer came to you and now you gotta build something for them. You gotta get them more work.
Yeah.
So what would be your advice to the new influencers who are coming up? Like give me 3 pointers
Hmm.
that they need to do so as to be noticed more by brands and by people in general.
Be relevant. Being relevant is the most important part, right? When you're staying up for the influencer bit, they have to stay
Relevant.
relevant to the daily trends which are going on, and they need to connect with every individual in every household. So I feel that whatever script or whatever act or whatever, it could be a dance, it could be a speech, it could be a travel journey, it could be any journey what they do. Make sure that they are actually connecting in each and every household, which is going to make them relevant. Second point is, be very organic. And secondly is stay kind, be humble, but always stay 2 steps ahead of everything. And the most important point in this is that when you have a great team put together, influencer ko kya lagta hai? Hard work. They have to create a script, they need a location, they need a team to shoot, editing, clothes, hair, makeup, entourage. If everything has been put together, have your team set together, do the correct content, be relevant. I think this will help the journey make it smoother, and keep the creativity level really high,
And I think be humble at the
and
same
be
time.
humble at the same time. And then after that, whatever steps or whatever things come your way, it's not going to be a hurdle, because the brand itself or any person or any normal client also or a family approaches, they'll be like, okay, we are satisfied. You know why? Because it is justified.
Got
So
it.
unless until you don't justify, how are you going to put it across, right?
Got it. So Navshil, we have had a long and deep conversation on some nitty-gritties of the
Yes.
agencies and influencers and celebrity management kind of business. Now let's just dive into some rapid fire questions, which is
Sure.
powered by Entera, where ideas enter and magic happens.
Sure.
So Ranveer Singh or Shah Rukh Khan, who's more high maintenance backstage?
See, I cannot choose. Both are great. Okay. So, see, Shah Rukh is, as I said, 40 years unmatched. He's the epitome. He's the king. See, Ranveer Singh is
And who's more
very.
energetic then?
Ranveer, see, both are energetic, but Ranveer is more unfiltered. He's got too much energy. And so I think, yeah. So,
Your all-time favorite Bollywood or any kind of show moment in all your books?
okay. So, as I mentioned, I think during the Dubai travel, the Temptation Reloaded, I actually can't get over that moment, and I'm really thankful. My stars, my hard work, my God, and I think itna kuch karne ke baad, when you get that moment with Mr. Shah Rukh Khan, being there and not for like some time, spending a night together, talking about things and eating with the core team together, being there. I think this was the biggest moment I think which I've had, and it's the epitome. इसके बाद क्या चाहिए? हाँ, दो बाकी अभी मतलब पिक्चर अभी बाकी है, but I understand.
More of that,
More of that
probably.
probably.
So one particular artist that you have always manifested to work with but has not happened yet.
रणबीर कपूर and Alia.
Okay. Biggest OMG backstage moment.
My God. So I think Akon, international star, and he had come down to India to record his song Chamak Chalo. It was being recorded at Yash Raj Studios, and Vishal Shekhar were recording. It was for 3 months he was here, and his whole journey day to day, everything was controlled and handled by me, and Cineyug was a big part of it at that point of time. And so when he came down here, we were basically going and doing live events because he was here तो वक्त मिलता है ना, as you said that आया है तो कुछ कुछ करके
कुछ करके
जाते हैं. So of course
जाएगा.
then we had to go to Shah Rukh sir's house because he had kept a party there. Then we were supposed to do brand deals, live appearances. तो जब एक moment ऐसा था कि जो आप पूछ रहे थे कि he actually came backstage, and if 3 months somebody is coming from international and you're giving them day and night, when he spoke in Hindi and he said, I'm thank you. And when he told me that it's again when an international star coming at that given time and doing
Yeah, it's quite big at that time. Yeah.
it was amazing because I was everywhere with him, and I think it was a great moment for me.
So if you have to produce a Bollywood movie, who would you start? Who would
Am I allowed to take Allu Arjun in this?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, so Allu Arjun definitely.
Your favorite song that you believe that if you just play it, everybody would somehow stand.
Gala Gudiya. Dil Dharakne Do. I think you play that, your shoulders have to move.
Okay. One weirdest celebrity request that you had to get fulfilled.
See, Sharat, it's not one. 20 साल
Pick one. Pick one.
Okay, I'll just pick one. There's an artist who wanted 500 liters of Bisleri water to have a bath. So 500 liter Bisleri pani, okay, got it done, by the way. Second is getting luxury towels, like for example a Versace towel, and cutting them into pieces. I don't know for what. Second,
make hand towels probably.
Yeah, hand towels probably, and cutting them into pieces, right? And I think ordering for coffee machines and customized furniture.
Okay.
I think this has been.
So one tip for surviving in this industry, no matter what. So if you get this one thing right, it doesn't matter what you do, you could still survive.
Trust, consistency, stay kind, stay humble. I think this is, and work hard, be consistent.
This is the mantra, yeah.
I think this is the mantra.
So thank you so much, Navshil. I think we have had a long conversation, and I really appreciate the fact that you have re-emphasized on the portions of being trustworthy, being natural. I think being honest and working hard and being consistent.
Yes.
So I think this is something that we all should possess, these qualities, irrespective of where we are and what we do.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much for sharing these insights.
Thank you, Sharath, for having me.
I know, like, if I keep on asking you about different instances that you have faced or different kind of challenges that you have faced, there would be numerous, and I think we can go on and on about it.
Yeah.
But to sum it up, I realized that although it looks all glamoury and blingy from the outside, it's not an easy task to manage people in the first place, and that too from a celebrity status.
True.
So there's a lot of things that can go wrong, and probably the one person who will be cursed more than the celebrity is you, or the one managing them, because you are the one who's communicating with everybody.
Yeah, we are the front, absolutely. Yeah. But we've taken an oath, and I happily do it. I think that's a responsibility, and we do it confidently.
So thank you so much for sharing.
We are here to support the celebrities always. So
got it. So thank you so much for sharing all of this and for the wonderful conversation. Stay tuned for more.